Okay, today folks, we're going to talk about Canon flush mount power port. What this allows you to do is have a power port just like a wall outlet. It's waterproof for your Canon Downrigger. Again, that's a Canon flush mount power port Downrigger. Right now I've got it hooked up for my Magnum 10 STX, but it's universal for most electric downriggers. This is the one that I have done, installed. I'm going to show you as quickly as I can how to go ahead and install one into the hull of your boat. Now the biggest concern is, of course, what's in behind the hull, what's in behind the panel there. So I'm not going to show you, but take the time to make some measurements, feel in behind there to make sure you're not going to drill into a bulkhead or something like that, and make sure the cord is going to be long enough to reach where you're going to put it. Over here I put it right there because we got a seat that goes here and I don't want it to obstruct the seat. So a combination of things, take everything into consideration. Most people are pretty nervous about drilling into the boat, drilling holes in, but this is all the tools you'll need. Tape measure. I use a piece of tape just in case I miss the mark, and that way I'm not marking up the boat. Some silicone, indoor, outdoor, Phillips screwdriver, a drill with a fiberglass hole saw. You want to make sure it's going to be for a fiberglass hole saw, otherwise it'll make a mess. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so that's that. It's easy as that. Once again, it's an 1 3/4 hole saw. Fits perfect. It's the exact diameter of the port. We'll clean that up later. So you're going to want to take a Phillips screwdriver. Take these 4 screws off the back. Loosen them off, they'll stay in place. Feel free to fast forward through any of these parts. Hopefully I'm not boring it. Anyway, one thing to keep in mind is to have a clean area. Try not to drop anything, of course, but try to have a clean area, clean work area, so that you can work in a safe manner. As I said before, a lot of people are nervous about drilling holes in their boat, but you just do the math, measure twice, check everything out, and make sure where you're drilling it, there's no obstructions in behind there. It's not going to be into a stringer or a bulkhead. Then you're not going to affect the integrity of the boat in any way. So make sure that the label Canon is upright, and then on your Canon cord there's an arrow. Put that up, simply plug it in, just like that, and then put the other half back on. It's that simple. It's an excellent system. Keeps your connection waterproof. And it makes for easy removal of your downriggers. Safe and effective way to operate your downriggers. This way you can leave it plugged into your battery or your breaker panel all the time and just simply unplug your downrigger. Just bear with me. Put this other screw in. These screws are tiny. If you want to go ahead and put a little bit of blue Loctite on there to keep them from backing out, that's not a bad idea either. But they have a brass insert that they're screwing into so they'll stay tight. Snug, not too tight, just nice and snug so you don't strip it. Double check all four again. There you have it. That's what it looks like. So we'll hook the batteries up after. Hook the cables up on this boat. We have it hooked up to a breaker panel. So when I turn the battery switch off, the downriggers are off. So once we have that done, we're going to hold it level. And there's 3 screws. That hold it in place. Let's get them all lined up here. Hold it level. Just take a pencil, make your marks. Put it on the fiberglass, pull it back out. Now the screws are 1/8, so you're going to want to use one size smaller drill bit. If you use too small of a drill bit, what's going to happen is when you go to put the screw in, it's going to chip the fiberglass. So it's a fine line between too small and too big. Anyway, you're going to find the type of, if you're in doubt, just start with a smaller one, try it a bit, and then keep working your way up. You don't want to put too big a hole in, because then of course the screw won't hold. So that's that. Got 3 tiny screws. Said they're 1/8. Just use the one size bit below that and you should be good. So what I like to do, I'll clean that dust up after, just so we can get this video going. What I like to do, so put a bead of silicone right in behind, right in behind, so when it squishes out we know we got a seal. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to put a bead of silicone right in around the inside of that. Fits in perfectly. Okay, grab one of our screws. That's what the paper towel's for here. Putting our hands off. We'll grab one of these screws. get it started in the hole. Get all 3 screws started before you tighten any of them. Going in 2 or 3 turns. Make sure you don't over tighten it, but nice and snug. And as you can see, silicone is coming out around the edges, so just want to go ahead and clean that up. Paper towel. It's going to make a great waterproof seal all the way around. And that's it. It's as simple as that. Again, we'll go over here and show you how this one plugs in that we already finished. Again, there's an arrow. If you can see that, there's an arrow on top of the plug. It goes in. That's it. It's a very secure connection. Very secure. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for some of my other tips.